Greetings, everyone. Thank you and welcome to Turning a Moment into a Movement. I am J Love and I represent the Justice for Gerard movement. Gerard is my son who just recently passed away, but he was wrongfully convicted of crimes that he didn't do, had no knowledge of, and he actually served 2 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections for that crime. So, because of that journey with Gerard and everything that we went through, and all the people I met while on that journey, we created this platform, turning a moment into a movement, where we come here on Fridays, 6 p.m., talk about wrongful convictions and just injustice, period. So, thank you for joining us on this cold day. I hope you guys are warm and got some tea. We're not going to be here long today, like we usually are, hopefully, um, but we wanted to, come because it's the holiday and have a little holiday edition of turning a moment into a movement. So, because I see Attorney Mack in the car, I'm going to bring him on right now because he's driving. Greetings, Hugo Mack.
Hello, our leader. How are you?
I'm great. But what are you doing still driving?
Look, you know what, J Love? First of all, much love and respect to you, J Love. You got a place in my heart forever. You hear me? And
Yes.
don't you ever try to leave. You ain't going nowhere. So I want you to know that. Yes, J Love. Thank you for letting the police know I'm driving. Thank you, J Love. So, no, but it's all good. You know, J Love, I'm driving. It's a different look for me this time because, you know, I am the people's lawyer, J Love, unashamedly so. J Love, some people look at the Washtenaw County Jail and say it's a jail. I call it a client conference center. Okay, so for me, some people look at these neighborhoods in Inkster, Ypsi, Romulus, and they say bad neighborhood. They ain't nothing for me but satellite offices. So, so, so for me, J Love, I represent the people that other people walk across the street to get away from. The people make you feel queasy. The people make you clutch your purse and be sure your car keys is there. And you know what? It's just what I do, J Love. It's what I do. And everybody is not as bad as you might think they are if you give them a chance, J Love.
Right.
And so, yes, Attorney Hugo J. Mack is my name. And J Love, for this Christmas edition, I want to say, people have always asked me, Attorney Mack, what's the J for? I tell them that's simple, Django. So it's kind of thing for me. So it's the kind of thing, J Love. Hugo J. Mack, hmacklaw.com is your hookup. hmacklaw.com is your hookup. hmacklaw.com is your hookup. J Love, for you and all the other beautiful people in the world, if you got your hoopity on Trouble Boulevard, police is after you, you about to run out of gas, drive, tow, push, or pull that hoopity to Mack Street. Mack Street. Park in my private driveway, my underground parking lot. That's where your refuge is. But I got a sign on my door. If you don't want to win, don't come in. That's the way we do, J Love. And J Love, many other titles to me. I am the official, unofficial, soon to be recognized by the United Nations, the true king of Russia, Scotland, and Harlem. And I'm proud and honored to be with you tonight and this special holiday edition. So God bless you and all the other souls out there fighting for justice. And I love you.
I love you too, Attorney Mack. Next, we have Revertia. Hey, Revertia.
Well, hello there. And listen, I can tell you by my own personal experience that Attorney Mack is a very good, excellent driver.
Yeah.
So, he's doing his thing. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I'm coming to you, yes, from the choice zone where I help people make choices that are beneficial for them, get into their own zone, almost like when you playing basketball or any sport, you start feeling that thing. I want you to feel it when it comes to this life, to get in your zone, to get in your call, answer the call of purpose for your life. Also, I'm part of G100, women all around the world who stand for justice for women. So whatever I'm doing, I'm always on the forefront, definitely turning a moment into a movement, my heart, and of course, Michigan Coalition of Human Rights. So rights is definitely at the forefront of my life, and I pray that people are at home and joining right now in the movement to take their families back, to walk in righteousness with their families, and to set up your own way of having integrity in your own families. Everybody's coming together. This is a wonderful time to talk about ethics. What's your ethical standard? What's your ethical standard in your family? We had an ethical standard in our family, and our grandmother made us abide by it. Or you didn't eat dinner at her table. It was real simple. Well, thanks, J Love. I'm glad to be here this evening. And let's keep turning this moment into a movement. It's a good
Yes.
movement.
Yes, we will. So I saw that Linda, she left us a message and she said, congratulations to the 22 who received confirmations and pardons this week. Did you know about that, Attorney Matt?
No, I did not. Was that through the governor or those local prosecutors?
The governor.
Oh,
I know
really?
the governor had 4 women. Yesterday I saw that, but I guess she's moving something.
Well, okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe she's waiting to get past Tudor Dixon, and knowing this her last term, she can't be voted out. She can be recalled, but she can't be voted out. She can't run again. So, look, go on and do the right thing, Gretchen. Like Sam Riddle say, we're giving her all in Detroit, giving her a big credit, like Big Gretch, all them street props, Big Gretch. Well, go on and do something. And by the way, J Love, I'm gonna just spotlight for a minute. Please, let's keep pressure on these Democrats in the legislature, please, because the authority now to pass on qualified immunity. They got the authority now to restore good time disciplinary credit. They got the authority to do so much now. So, if they don't do it now, it's never going to get done. So let's not let them keep playing us, J Love and Tia. Okay, they got no excuses now. We put them in office, and we can damn sure be sure they don't get back in. I tell you that.
I know that's right, Attorney. I know that's right, Attorney Matt. My focus for 2023 is really go hard to advocate for to abolish qualified immunity and absolute immunity. Already there's 3 states that don't have it, so it can be done. Colorado, Connecticut, and New Mexico does not have qualified immunity. So we are in the position to make it happen here in Michigan, where it's very much needed, very much needed. Let's
break that down, Jay, so people can understand what does that qualified community immunity mean.
Go ahead
for our viewers. I was going to tell Attorney Mack, break it down because a lot of people don't understand what does that mean for people? Because I know in Colorado, go ahead.
Well, thank you so much. Those terms are used somewhat interchangeably because different states have different laws. So the concept is, if a person, let's say a police officer, is quote unquote acting under the authority granted them by law, okay, you cannot sue them, okay. And the theory is that we want police to be able to do their job without worrying about everybody that they arrest or they stop to question filing a lawsuit on them. So that's the theory. The theory is it's better to have some people that are have their civil rights violated under the guise of law than to tie up police, prosecutors with lawsuits. Okay, but the problem with that is that it allows a rogue officer a blanket to cover him or herself in. See, because to get past qualified immunity, you really have to show that a person was above and beyond the lawful authority that was given. I mean, for example, let's say police pull somebody over for speeding. Okay, well, you pull somebody over for speeding, that does not give you the authority to take your billy club and crack their skull, okay?
Right.
But what happens in most cases, the police, and it's like they trained them in the academy to say this, I felt my life was in danger. I felt the welfare and safety of my fellow officers were in danger. I thought the public was in danger. I did what I had to do in my best judgment at the time. They say that in every single case. Every single case. That's what that officer in Texas said. Was it El Paso? That shot that black woman through that window. You remember that? Remember that last week? Shot that, killed that woman, and only got back with a punk ass, a manslaughter conviction. I guarantee you, if it had been my black behind in there, and I saw a shadow by my window and shot this police officer, they'd be trying to measure me up for the electric chair in Texas right now.
Right.
So anyway, so it is very difficult to bring a charge against a police officer unless you have a mountain of evidence. You'd almost need like a videotape, or something like that. You remember Rodney King? Rodney King? Okay, they had a video recording of that man being beaten mercilessly, and that Simi Valley jury still acquitted those officers. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And it took the federal government to get involved to bring federal lawsuits. Okay. So anyway, Reverend Tia and J Love, that's what we're fighting against. We're fighting against them being able to have that blanket. And look, you know what? If I frivolously sue a police officer, then there's sanctions the court can level against me, okay? There's sanctions for filing a frivolous lawsuit. So it's not like the police officers aren't protected from frivolous suits, because they are. They've got summary disposition in courts where the judge can say, you know what, Mr. Mack, I've looked at your lawsuit and it is frivolous. It is absolutely frivolous. I'm not even going to let this case go any further. So the police protected J Love and Reverend Tia. It's just that the rogue officers, and by the way, every police union is not a good union. Every union is not a good union, okay? Because these police unions will get behind these officers. They will have rallies. They will have all kind of funds to protect these officers and their families, and it's terrible. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get long-winded, but that is the concept of qualified immunity right there.
Right. Yeah, we need to know that because it's the foundation to a lot of the things that's happening. They have this blanket to hide under. So
that's right.
And prosecutors and with the absolute immunity. So we have to, while we are in this space, is to really put pressure on the governor and the legislators so we can abolish a qualified immunity in Michigan. It's going to be everyone, especially those who are trying to appeal a wrongful conviction. So that's on my list for 2023.
I'm joining you with that. That's definitely number one. And I think we can get bills passed to eradicate that. Because people don't understand how important it is when an officer has the ability to be sued. It's just like now they put in certain things that you can't sue for. If you, for instance, my mom had a new drug that she had used, she had to sign for it. Because if it's something that's in a trial state, then you can't sue the medical professionals for it. However, any other thing that may happen, they are liable if it is misjudgment for some reason on their part. Same thing when it comes to psychologists, psychiatrists, they can be sued. And they have to have insurance for that. So police officers don't get extra insurance to protect them for being sued.
Correct.
And if you know you can be sued, you're going to try your best.
Right. You're going to do better. That's using that word, I didn't have enough training. It's not going to be your excuse. You're going to be getting enough training. Go ahead, Attorney Mack.
Yeah, you know what, and you know, Reverend T, I just wanted to add this. You see, in my profession, okay, I can be sued. Not only can I be sued, the state, the federal, the government has set up a system through the Supreme Court where you can file a grievance against me, and have they have in the state of Michigan what's called the Attorney Grievance Commission. Okay, those are prosecutors, and those people, their business is to look at somebody like me and say, what can we do to get him? Okay, okay, I'm serious. That's how they make a living, and they've got the Attorney Disciplinary Board, which are judges, who will say, well, look, the Attorney Grievance Commission has brought a charge against Attorney Mack. Let's give this a good hard look and see if this man has stepped outside his authority 1 inch. 1 inch. And if Attorney Mack has, well, we got something for him. We got something real special for him. It's called a reprimand. It's called a suspension, or it might be called a revocation of his license, period. Okay? Now, see, some attorneys are bothered by that. I welcome it. Because I'm not afraid to be scrutinized, okay? And what I'm saying is, if the Michigan Supreme Court can tell 10 million people in the state of Michigan, Attorney Mack is a person that can be trusted, why in the world can't we have that same mandate for police officers? Right. Why can't we have, and see, I've got to have insurance. The State Bar of Michigan won't pay anybody if I get sued. I got to have my own damn insurance. But the Detroit Police Department, they've got the people of Detroit, called taxpayers, by the way, that will pay a lawsuit. They've got a legal department in the city of Detroit that will defend that lawsuit. And that police officer ain't got to spend nothing but some time. So, yes, make them have their own insurance. Look, I put my black behind on the line every day when I go out. I could be sued. How is that man with a badge better than me? I'm offended. So make them get insurance. Make them. Or by the way, if I'm disciplined, there's a public record of that, J. Love. You can look up anything about me anytime you want. Can you do that about police officers? I don't really think so. I don't think so. Why is that?
Right.
Yeah. So Attorney Mack, so what you're saying is it's like a shield. It's a shield that protects officers from being accountable when they actually violate somebody else's constitutional right. So they're shielded.
Right. And I'm sorry, I must say this one thing. And J. Love, not only that, there are 83 counties in the state of Michigan. All 83 counties have got an elected prosecutor. The prosecutors represent the police. Right. The police, if they go upside your head, most of these prosecutors, except maybe for the one in Washtenaw County, and some of the other prosecutors, a few sprinkled throughout the state, will back that police officer up. You hear me?
Right.
They will back that police officer up. They will slap you behind with a resistant arrest charge. Even though you'll feel like your arm is being broken, you can't breathe. Somebody done kicked you in your back. Well, he was resisting arrest. He assaulted Officer Johansson. Let's just not put a misdemeanor on him. Let's put a felony on him. Oh, and he's got a criminal justice experience. Let's habitualize his black behind. That's what we're going to do. So that puts terror, not just concern, but terror in people's hearts when they're confronted by the police. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Right. Exactly, Attorney Mack. And so when you have, they're pretty much protected. And then the supporters for qualified immunity, they're saying that, if the officers don't have it, they're going to, have this they'll be financially ruined. And they don't even pay lawsuits. I mean, the city of Detroit got about, I don't know how many pending lawsuits. Right. I know of 50 million ones right now, and that's what we know, because of the shooting of the mentally ill young man and the lady. That's two right there. That's 50 million. Yeah. So, and those are the ones we know about. So, and they're not coming out their pocket to pay that. So, there is no reason for it. I was reading about this judge that's even agreed that there's the Second Circuit court. He was saying that he don't feel that it's necessary, and it's not. It's just another um wall for them to hide behind. So
Mm-hmm.
Michigan, and let's get it together and get
Yeah.
focused. We got to get rid
Mm-hmm.
of that. we
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm-hmm.
we want to be having people shot in the back of the head
That's right. That's
Right.
right. That's
like
right.
a grand
That's right.
rapids.
Right. Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
They
So
got to start thinking about their actions before they actually do it.
Yeah.
And ending qualified immunity,
Right.
is
Right.
the first
Right.
thing that has to be done.
hmm
Um,
You know,
go ahead, Tony.
absolutely. And start charging people. That's the other part of the discussion that we need to have.
hmm
Start
yeah.
charging these police officers and make them hold accountable for what they have done. Okay? And Al Sharpton made a very good point. You start convicting 5, 6, 10, 20 of these officers, I guarantee you that's going to have an effect on slamming somebody's head into the side of that police car. I guarantee you. I guarantee,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they know there's a prosecutor that will hold them to account. The prosecutor in Georgia, black guy, can't remember what his name was wanting to charge those police officers with the black man was asleep in a car. Was it a McDonald's
Yeah,
drive-through or
one of
something?
those.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
And remember that? And there was a struggle. The man was trying to run away, and they
Mm-hmm.
like shot the man in his back. Remember
Right,
that? Remember that?
right, yeah, killed that
And
man. Yeah.
so they the police unions got over $1 million together to try to run against him and defeat him. And I'm not sure what happened in the election. I don't know. But it's so interesting when people talk about the need for law and order. And another thing, J Love, it pisses me off. What I see right now out of Washington D.C., they talking about in this budget bill they passed. Well, they didn't have nothing about crimes in the inner city. You don't live in the inner city. You don't
Right.
love them people. You from Nebraska. You don't love nobody in Chicago. You're just using that as an excuse to try to talk about crime. I want to say, when's the last time you had your wife behind in Chicago going to a hiding project trying to help somebody? You know what I'm saying? Give
Right.
out blankets, go to Warman Center. You
Mhm.
wouldn't have your behind caught within 10 miles of Chicago
Mm-hmm.
unless you had the police around you. You're
Right.
talking about they didn't put nothing in there for crime in the inner city. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay,
So,
Teddy
so
Bear.
Yeah,
forgive me.
it's important.
It's okay because you know what? We talk about this stuff all the time. And I mean, to be passionate, you deal with it every day up front, Attorney Man.
Mm-hmm.
So you are
Yeah.
passionate about it. Change, I post it every day almost. Change is necessary. It is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So you okay, Attorney Mac.
Yes, 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 yes.
So
And so Jay, I'm glad that you chose qualified immunity, and the fact that you have now, because I think you stated in one of your posts that this could have been the Supreme Court could have intervened on this subject alone. They just have not. They just will not. And so we have to change it state by state. This is
mhm,
something it is a problem all throughout United States,
That's right.
which you would think the Supreme Court would intervene. But when you know the history of the actions by the Supreme Court, then you understand why they don't. Um, Not saying that that's right.
right.
It's just a habitual way of being that is now being changed. I believe that people are waking up to a history of doing things inhumanely and realizing that we can choose to do something different.
hmm
So in Colorado, they called it the Enhanced Law Enforcement Integrity Act. And so for the first time in Colorado, the officers can be sued, residents whose rights are violated can sue the officers in the state court, and it denies the officers the ability to use any immunity as a defense in those cases.
Right.
That's right.
So that's there. And see, each state will have the opportunity to create the law according to that state. Now, it's important that we realize this when we go to standing behind the laws that will be written for this cause.
Mm-hmm. Right. And we can look at what these other states have done and piggyback off of them. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just need to get rid of the immunity.
Right.
So
Right.
That's right.
um,
And
that's
J-Lo, can I say this one thing?
mhm.
You see, when people try to argue with you, part of my job, I mean, is to learn, but also to try to teach in my own humble way. When
Right.
people try to talk about, well, now, you really don't want people going after these government officials and these professionals. Well, now, wait a minute now. I believe in the state of Texas or is it Florida, they passed a law where an average citizen can sue somebody like an abortion clinic or a doctor. You can sue them directly. You a man, 70-year-old man, you and your wife and have no babies. You don't have nothing to do with no woman's reproductive issue, all right? But you can find a person that's providing a healthcare issue with a woman, and you can sue that doctor personally. It's called a bounty, okay, a bounty. So what that does is they've not only unleashed the power of the federal government for law enforcement, they've unleashed the power of the government to the citizen themselves. So instead of having one police agency, you've got 10 million police agencies and an individual who is going to be watching every doctor, I believe it's Texas, I think, to see, are you even thinking about providing any kind of a woman's reproductive rights service? If you are, we're going to sue your behind. We're going to take your license from you. So please don't let anybody tell you society needs to have these kind of immunities for it to function. That's not true. That's not true. The only thing you need is integrity and accountability for something to function. Those are the cornerstones, J-Love and Tia.
I agree, Attorney Matt.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys. So qualified immunity. What's else on our list, Attorney Matt?
Look, I spent as much time as I could this summer pushing for the restoration of good time and disciplinary credits, okay? You know, and look, J-Love, you ain't kicked me off the show this long, and I hope 2023 you don't kick me off. But look, I just got to say this. I got to say this, particularly to my black women. Black women, please pay attention, please. Women are the strongest voting bloc in this country. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. And I'm saying, particularly for my black women, particularly black women with sons, okay, be very careful when you league up with women from a majority culture on women's rights issues like the right to terminate a pregnancy and what have you. That's well and good. But if when you're leaguing up with them, maybe you can ask them, okay, well, look, we passed a woman's right to make a choice, in this last election here and all that. But how is it that we couldn't get those same people to support a person's right to disciplinary credits and good time? See, so I guess when I look at the women's movement, which really didn't include black women only as an afterthought, black women really didn't get the right to vote until like 1964, 65, okay? So what I'm saying is that I guess we got to be careful and critical of our friends when we talk about we have a common goal for reproductive rights for a woman, which I certainly support. But I just wonder, why does it stop there? Why does it stop there? Why can't we let people have incentive to get out of prison and back and be productive members of society? Why is that? So that's one of the things I'm challenging my liberal friends on. Let's not be selective in progressiveness. To give people a chance to come out the penitentiary,
Right.
and and be productive, you know.
Right to
So
life.
anyway, I'm sorry.
If you for right
Yeah,
to life, you right for second chances.
that's right. That's
Right.
right. That's
Right.
right. And J Love, who am I to judge somebody else in that regard? Okay, you know, I mean, if I know what it's like to pay a debt not owed, okay, but I paid a debt not owed. But who are you or somebody else to tell me because I have a penitentiary experience, you can continue to look down your nose at me and discriminate against me and put me down? You know.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, Attorney Matt.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Reverend.
No, that's so important. And looking at the 22 who were able to come home. So I don't know what day are they coming out today, or there's still more paperwork. Some will come out a little later, but to know that they get to come home, they get to get released. And from my understanding, all of these were nonviolent drug offenses or nonviolent unarmed crimes. People who were victims of human trafficking. How did they get in there in the first place? And these are the questions that I ask myself. And then some people were victims of domestic abuse that are. So who did we really release? I'm glad they're out. Now don't get it twisted. I'm so happy they're out, but I want us to pay attention to what actually happened
Mm-hmm.
and look at the process and ask, why were they in there in the first place?
Right. Because in case of women, most often they get criminalized and they're the victim. So, when you're talking about domestic violence and drug, oftentimes the woman is the victim of that. And she
Mm-hmm.
gets also criminalized, put in prison, sentenced like she was a real participant in the whole situation, where she was more of the victim herself. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and people who were who were part of human trafficking, they were being traf- trafficked.
right.
They were part of it. Why are they in prison? Why?
No, that's no, yeah, that's
It just doesn't. I mean, after a while, we need to say this doesn't make sense, or we need to ask our lawmakers and those who are serving, make this make sense to me,
Right.
because it doesn't. It doesn't, and yet it still keeps happening. People who are already underserved are doing time.
Mm-hmm.
People, we've said it many times, who are impoverished, poverty is criminalized.
Right. Well, that reminds me of the quote by Brian Stevenson, said that in America, you are well off if you're rich and guilty, then you're innocent and you're poor. And a great example of that is the guy who was bailed out $250 million. What's that?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Who
You
has
saw that?
Yes,
You saw that?
$250 million bail, and he's out of the what's that? The Bitcoin guy who
Yeah,
has
yeah, yeah, yeah,
cryptocurrency. So,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
we have people down, in the cold, in the local lockup, they can't get 500. And it's probably nonviolent, traffic. And we have that all the time. But we have folks that's guilty that can come up with $250 million and they're at home right now watching TV.
Right. And J Love, that is so true because the corruption goes so deep. I was watching a documentary on this guy, Michael Flynn. He was an Army general, 5-star Army general, right? A Trump man, a Trump man all the way, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this man convicted of a federal offense, I don't know, lying to the FBI or something like that. And Trump, Captain Cheeto, pardons this man, right? Pardons this man, okay? And so now this man is guilty, found guilty, conviction never been reversed. I mean, nobody ever did anything because the man clearly was guilty. But yet and still, this man is nearing millionaire status, J. Love, and goes and gives lectures, and these Trump and Ron DeSantis people supporting this man. I almost felt like kicking in my flat screen watching that because this man is being revered. He's being supported. They make it look like his prosecution was a setup and a sham. No, it wasn't. You guilty. You lied to the FBI. They got you on tape lying. I couldn't have got that man off. So hey, J Love, and I tell you, J Love, I feel real good about myself. Some people just guilty. I don't know what to tell you. They just guilty.
Right.
Right.
Not if you got
but I'm saying
million.
he had the money and the resources, J Love, and got a pardon. And now millionaire status all over the country. And I'm saying Rashida or Kwame, Kiavian, that would never ever happen, J Love. That would never ever happen.
No. So you're right.
Wow.
So Ravitia, what's on your list? I don't think we got your list.
Well, I was with you 100% on ending qualified immunity, and I was looking at the HR 1470 today. That's supposed to be going before Congress. I don't know. I think is that the one they tried to push through Congress? It was, I think, dated 2021 to 2022, and then I think that's why we have to go state by state. But I do see, look at Beulah Walker saying, talk about poverty, the water. Oh, yes. Oh, the water. Oh, moratorium ends 12/31. What? Thank you, Beulah. Yeah, we got to bring that up too. Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, I'm with you for this year to focus. I believe we need to focus on qualified immunity. I believe we need to get behind the bills and support those bills. I think we need to join with other organizations so that we have collective agreement all across Michigan. I think statewide we need a win. We need a win in this area, and we're going to be pushing hard and strong and making it easy for you to get involved, cast your vote, write the letter, because there has to be a change. And we are the answer to any problem that we have. We can do it, but it takes us making a focused, intentional effort to get it done.
Right. And, just don't, the governor shows up and, when she was running for office and, she had on her buffs and she was all in the, at the churches or whatever. Now we need to, like you said, get a win. And we were there for her and we need her to be there for us. So let's hold her accountable. Let's hold the legislators accountable, and let's get a win for Michigan, for the people. Let's make something happen. And we have to, it's going to take us. We can't wait on them or, for them to ask us. We have to get out here and roll up our sleeves and do the work. 2023, this is our year to make it happen. Let's see what else is going on. I thought Trische was going to pop in, but she's probably busy. But the Wrongful Conviction Task Force is coming up. So if you're on Facebook, go to Survivors Speak page. And there's a link where you can go and you can sign up for the Wrongful Conviction Task Force. We're going to be promoting policies to impact change. That's our goal for 2023.
Mhm.
There's also going to be a wrongful conviction support group, and you can get that link as well on Survivor Speak or Trische Duckworth
Mhm.
Facebook page, probably on mine as well. But if it's not, if
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on mine too, so
right,
that people can get it. Mhm.
right, because we need to support each other
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
And also, I told for my friend Paula Kinzel, um, I was hoping that her husband would be involved in being pardoned
Me
um,
too.
this year. But how long, Revetier? He has a Christmas song for the governor, and I want to play it.
Oh, play it.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. Play it. Please
All
play it.
right. You guys, I'm going to play it. Can we hear?
Uh-uh.
Hold on, everybody.
Yeah, the sound was not there, but the message is still very clear. And I know the 22, I'm interested in to see if some of the ladies who were incarcerated wrongfully and have been following our show and connected to uh, shoot, Mrs. Vaughn, Miss Vaughn, and all of the women out of Ann Arbor. That was that Ipsy. What am I saying? Is that Ipsy side? Ipsy side? Where is that? Out on the women's prison. I'm hoping that
Huron
we
Valley.
have. Yeah, I'm hoping that I just know how to get there. I just hope that the people, some of those people who were pardoned today, I hope that those people, some of them are included in those who were pardoned. I don't know. I've tried to look to see if the names were given, if it were people who were on our show, and I didn't see that. But I'm praying for that. Yeah, we understand the message. That's a strong message. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it.
Oh, you couldn't hear it?
No, we couldn't hear it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. It was a little low, but I tried to turn it up as much as I could. I'll
Yeah.
try to get it back for us before we leave.
Mhm. And maybe we'll put it on the page too. Put it
Yeah, I'll put it on our
on the
page.
Facebook. Mhm.
Hmm I'll put it on
Yeah,
our
the
page,
message is
guys. If
clear.
you didn't hear it, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But basically,
Yeah.
he was talking about all those that have been wrongly convicted, and it's a lot. It's a lot of people
Yeah.
that's on this list. But yeah, I will post it on our page. But he made that for the governor. I see you back, Attorney Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry. I had to transition from my mobile office to my main office, so it's it's the kind of thing because J Love and Reverend Tia, you might see me broadcast from anywhere, J Love. I mean,
I know.
it's one of them. It's one of them things. But
Yeah.
I know y'all got my back. You know what I'm saying, and I can count on my sisters to go on and help me. But J Love. The other thing I kind of wanted to mention. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it my turn?
Yeah,
No,
go
you're
ahead.
fine.
You're good.
Go
You're
ahead.
good.
See, the other thing I wanted to mention is that I know we talk about it all the time and stuff, but we got to really keep pushing people not to just accept what is in front of them, And the thing of it is this. I believe with these public offices, the problem is, particularly these judges, they're only limited by age in the state of Michigan, okay? You get to be 67, 68. You can't run for judge, but you can finish out a term. So what I'm saying is some of these judges, they get in these positions and they keep getting reelected because nobody wants to give an opponent a chance. They don't, and it's just so. And particularly black people, and I'm sorry, my conversation is Afrocentric. I don't have to apologize for that. Okay, other people, my Greek brothers, my Italian sisters, my Jewish brothers and sisters, they got all kinds of organizations to support them. Okay, and here we are struggling to support each other. And the thing of it is that when these judges get in there and they become so jaded, and particularly when it comes to us, because I see it every day. There's an expectation of us. We start not behind the 8 ball to begin with, and then we expect it to run equal with somebody else. Like you said, J Love, we don't have $250 million to post no bail for nobody. Okay, we don't have it. We don't have it, And so Oprah ain't gonna do it. So what I'm saying is Magic ain't gonna do it. Those people view themselves as having. Tyler Perry ain't gonna do it. Those people view themselves as having arrived, and I'm sorry, they do. They do. But you have some entertainers like Jay-Z and Beyonce trying to break the mold a little bit. Trying to do some progressive things. But I guess what I'm saying is, J Love, if I had a wish for going into 2023, is for black people to stop accepting what's in front of you as what it has to be. It only has to be if you let it be, And I guess when I see it so much in court, such a laissez-faire attitude. It ain't my son in there. Shouldn't have been out there selling that dope. How dare you? How dare you castigate somebody like that? You don't know their history. You don't know what's happened in their life, And so I don't know, J Love. Sometimes I think our greatest problem kind of is us, to be honest. I don't know, but I'm not discouraged. I just want us to stop accepting things that other people tell us about ourselves, and start loving who we are, We're great people, great history, great culture, great science, great math, great philosophy, great medicine. Stop it, black people, stop it.
Right. Attorney Matt, Eula Walker wants your phone number. Could you give her your phone number?
Okay, now there's the one I give out generally, 777-9311. But that is not. And Reverend Tia, I can see you laughing. You know what I'm talking about.
I was gonna start dancing.
No. The Freedom Line, 734-239-3118. I'm gonna say it again, J Love, shamelessly. 734-239-3118. That's your hookup right there, J Love and Reverend Tia. That's your hookup.
Right. Call the Freedom Line, Beulah.
Yes.
Right. There you go.
She said, hold on. I think she needs you to repeat it again.
Okay. 734 239 3118.
239.
Yes, ma'am.
One. What's the other last four?
3118.
Okay. 3118. So I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Okay, well, look.
734 239 3118.
Woo, woo, that's such a beautiful number. Oh, I love that number. That's a number. That's
The Freedom Line.
Me too.
Call for your hookup. Attorney Mack.
That's right.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Amen.
All right. So, if Beulah, if you did get it, let me know. Oh, she said I got it. Great. So, and that's for anybody who needs to get in contact with Attorney Matt. Yeah. And if you want to get in contact with us about being on the show, all you have to do is just hold on. Let me go back and put a love. I plug. Put our shameless plug in.
That's right. Right.
It's email us at turning a moment into a movement at gmail.com. We're going to have some great content coming up and interviews and different guests from all over the place for 2023. We're going to be doing on the road. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff next year. So,
yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
I'm so grateful for the support. Just want to say thank you to all the support that we have had through the years. And you know what, Beulah, thank you, because I was going to mention that shut off again. It does end December 31st, 2022. And what it was that they were not going to shut off the water or utilities due to non-payment because of the pandemic. And so they are ending the end of December. This December.
Hopefully it's not cold.
Yeah. However, it has not stopped.
Right.
And
it's still live.
We still have things going on. There's still, people are still catching things. I'm just urging people to be very conscious. And you have to know the pulse of your community. Feel it. Feel the pulse of your family. I call my daughter, stay in with the baby. And it's hard because people are trying to, thank you so much, are trying to get to work and constantly keep going. But there's times we have to consider our health. Boost your immune system. Boost it. Yes. And when you feel led to, make sure you cover, especially if someone around you is not well.
And for the city of Detroit, people that
don't wait, enroll. Yeah, go ahead.
Beulah is putting on some very important information, so I want to make sure that you get it. She's letting you know that they are going to definitely be shutting off the water. So if you're not enrolled in the plan, make sure you call before the 31st of December to get enrolled. She said they are not playing. Get in the plan, please.
Yes.
Don't wait. So you guys, it was great being here this evening with you both. The story we talked about last week with the woman who was wrongfully detained about the credit card. There's going to be some news about her, I think, next week. And once I get it, I will be sure to post it for you guys. We might be standing with her on that. Anything else we got coming up that you guys want to, plug in before we leave?
Well, I just want to say on a national level, the House will change hands as we know. Okay. The House will change hands as we know. So I just hope we can keep putting pressure on the Justice Department to follow through with them charges now. Follow through with them charges. And don't worry about if we charge the man, people are going to say we're doing it because of the election. They wouldn't hold up charging for me. They wouldn't hold up charging for you. They wouldn't hold up charging for nobody who looks like you. So we're not worried about the election and what it is. What we've got to do is put this renegade behind bars where he belongs. And I'm telling you right now, it's not just about Democrat or Republican. It's about righteousness and evil, because it is an evil thing to try to tell Black people in this country, you are going to still be third-class citizens. We're not going to even consider the John Lewis civil rights matter. We're not even going to consider the George Floyd policing matter. We're not going to even consider it. Okay, so what I'm saying is, my prayer is to keep pressure on, like I said, J-Love, them Democrats coming in January 1st, J-Love and Tia, they're getting sworn in. January, I'm not even going to give them January 2nd. I'm going to give them January 1st in the afternoon. You better start getting some of them laws rewritten now, because I'm going to tell you, if you mess me up this time, don't come knocking on my door. Don't come. I will let this go back to another 40 years with Republicans in control. And if you think I'm lying, just do me wrong. That's all you do. Do me wrong.
I mean, Attorney Matt, they gave the guy 5 months who took a picture while they was he was recording, and he took a picture while they was breaking into the building and stuff.
Yeah.
He got 5 months. So, and he just used the backdrop of it for an album cover.
Well, I mean, and it was so organized. It was so organized, and they, they use time to get people not to remember. And Americans, we fall for it all the time. We allow that time space, that time lapse, to desensitize us to what actually happened, and then we forget. And then we forget what happened. Right. I don't forget. Don't forget.
Right.
Don't forget.
That's right.
And right. I don't know.
They don't never let us forget.
No. But some things we ought to not be forgetting.
And J Love, can I say this about Jack Johnson? He was the first Black heavyweight boxing champ. You know that, right? Jack Johnson. And so when Reverend Tias and y'all talking about they won't let us forget, it just reminded me of something that Jack Johnson was doing. First of all, he was dating and having sex with white women back then. No NAACP, no Freedom Fund, no nothing. He took his life into his own hands messing with white women. Married one too, if I remember right. But anyway, he said, yeah, y'all say I'm Black. You call me nigga. He said, yeah, I'm Black all right, and y'all never let me forget it. I'm Black all right, and I ain't never gonna let y'all forget it. And so that's what we got to do. We can't let them forget who we are. We can't.
Because they do not let us forget.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, you guys.
That's
so
right. We're
going to leave out of here on a high note.
Yay.
Yay. We got unscathed this week. We got scared right on through. But Reverend Tia, take us out on a high note.
Yeah, I just want to encourage everybody to stay strong. Stay strong with your families, and really consider and be grateful for what you already have. Up your vibration. Up your vibration so that you bring to you what is good, and you start that by looking at what is going good in your life. What's happening right now that's real good. And sometimes it's just hearing somebody laugh. It's just looking at that person who's with you, who you know, just like looking at their smile. Consider the little things. Consider those small things, and then get excited about it. I tell you, I'm so excited when I look at my grandbaby. And I just be like, "Woo, she is something else." And it's just so delicious just being with her. So I want you guys to do that as we continue to be all that God has called us to be in this time.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And I want to
That's
say,
right.
you made me think about something, Reverend Tia. I want us to get more focused on what it is that we want, right? It's so easy to talk about what we don't want, what we don't like, what's happening, but let's get clear on what it is that we want, get focused on it, and go for it.
That's right. That's right.
The more
That's
we
right.
focus on what we want, the more we can drive that to us. We're going to get focused on abolishing qualified and absolute immunity. And we're going to talk about that all until it happens. And we're going to bring people on to motivate us to make it happen. And so let's stay focused on what it is that we want. Attorney Matt, what you want to leave us with?
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm leaving you with this here. In this Christmas season, this holiday season, we're going to be inundated with all kind of Christmas songs, okay? You know, we're going to hear about Jingle Bell, and we're going to hear Silent Night. You know, we're going to hear Bing Crosby talking about I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. And many times he's dreaming of a white man's Christmas. So all I'm trying to say is this. When we listen to them songs, there's a song I want all my black people to listen to. All my black people to listen to. By the late, great James Brown. Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto. And this is what I'm saying right here. Put that song up, J Love, Tia, look it up on YouTube. Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto and barrio while you at it. Okay, so spread that Christmas joy. I love you, J Love, Tia, all my sisters and brothers in the struggle. So it ain't over till we win, y'all. It ain't over till we win. I love you.
Right.
Love you.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It's our duty to win. We must love each other and protect each other and support each other because we have nothing to lose but our chains. That's so. Merry Christmas to everyone. And we'll see you. If we don't see you next week, we'll see you next year. How about that?
Well, amen. Amen.
Amen.
So I'm going to leave with this little, I have a video to honor Gerard and then we're gone. See you guys later.
Love you.